The term, Black Friday, however, wasn't associated with shopping until much later. The first recorded use of the term in relation to the day after Thanksgiving dates back to the mid-1960s. It was coined by police officers in Philadelphia who dreaded the day because of the chaos it brought. The influx of suburban shoppers into the city, combined with the traditional Army-Navy football game, led to massive traffic jams, overcrowded sidewalks, and an overwhelming number of shoppers. The police, bus drivers, and taxi drivers, who bore the brunt of this chaos, started referring to the day as Black Friday, due to the headaches it caused. One of the earliest documented references to this term was in December 1961, when Denny Griswold of Public Relations News mentioned that in Philadelphia, it had become customary for officers to refer to the post-Thanksgiving days as Black Friday and Black Saturday. The connotation was anything but positive, as it reflected the dread felt by those who had to work amidst the chaos. In an attempt to rebrand the day, some merchants and city representatives suggested renaming it Big Friday, but the term never caught on. As the term Black Friday spread, retailers became increasingly uncomfortable with its negative connotations. In the 1980s, in an effort to change the narrative, a new explanation for the term began to circulate. According to this version, Black Friday was named because it was the day when retailers, who had been operating at a financial loss, in the red, for most of the year, finally turned a profit. Despite its widespread acceptance, this explanation is more myth than reality. While it's true that many retailers depend on the holiday season to boost their profits, most do not operate at a loss for the rest of the year. Financial records and quarterly SEC filings show that most major retailers see profits throughout the year, not just during the holiday season. Moreover, there are no references to this in the Black explanation before the 1980s, while the original story about Philadelphia's traffic problems had been documented as early as the 1960s. Another lesser-known theory suggests that the name, Black Friday, originated from the stock market crash of 1929, which marked the beginning of the Great Depression. However, this theory is also inaccurate. The 1929 crash, known as the Wall Street crash, actually began on a Tuesday, not a Friday. The actual Black Friday related to the stock market occurred in 1869 and was linked to a gold market scandal, not shopping. The 1869 Black Friday was a financial panic caused by the efforts of two notorious speculators, James Fisk and Jay Gould, who attempted to corner the gold market. At that time, gold prices were largely controlled by investors on the New York Stock Exchange, and Fisk and Gould managed to gain control over a significant portion of the gold in circulation. Their plan was to drive up gold prices by creating an artificial scarcity, then sell their holdings at a massive profit. To ensure their success, they enlisted the help of President Ulysses S. Grant's brother-in-law, who in turn convinced Grant to appoint Daniel Butterfield as the assistant treasurer. Butterfield, who was in on the scheme, promised to warn Fisk and Gould if the government planned to release its gold reserves, which would flood the market and drive prices down. Their plan worked too well. On September 24, 1869, known as Black Friday, the price of gold skyrocketed by nearly 15% in a single day. This caused widespread panic among investors and drastically devalued paper currency. When President Grant finally realized what was happening, he ordered the federal government to sell $5 million in gold to break the corner. The sudden influx of gold caused prices to plummet, leading to a massive sell-off and a stock market crash. Although Fisk and Gould had managed to offload much of their gold before the crash, many of their associates and other investors were financially ruined. Despite the chaos and losses that Black Friday has historically symbolized, it's important to note that the shopping day after Thanksgiving is not always the biggest shopping day of the year. In fact, it typically doesn't even rank in the top 5. The true biggest shopping day is almost always the Saturday before Christmas, known as Super Saturday. This day sees a rush of last-minute shoppers, often those who have procrastinated or are seeking final gifts. When Christmas falls on a weekend, the biggest shopping day tends to shift to the Thursday or Friday before Christmas, as shoppers try to beat the holiday rush. While Black Friday has become a cultural phenomenon, it also has a darker side. The intense crowds and frenzied atmosphere have led to numerous accidents and even fatalities. One of the most tragic incidents occurred in 2008 at a Walmart in Long Island, New York. Jedi Demore, a temporary employee, was trampled to death when a crowd of over 2,000 shoppers, impatient to start their Black Friday shopping, surged through the doors. Despite the best efforts of other employees to hold the doors shut, the sheer force of the crowd broke through, and Demore was crushed in the stampede. Paramedics who arrived to assist him were also injured as shoppers continued to push through, indifferent to the tragedy unfolding at their feet. In total, 5 shoppers were hospitalized, and many others were injured at that one location. This tragic incident underscores the potential dangers of Black Friday and serves as a sobering reminder of the extreme lengths some people will go to for a bargain. The commercialization of the holiday season, epitomized by the frenzy of Black Friday, often brings out the worst in people, leading to situations where the pursuit of material goods overshadows basic human decency and safety. Despite these issues, Black Friday continues to be a significant event in American culture, symbolizing both the best and worst aspects of consumerism. Whether viewed as a day of deals or a day of chaos, its history and impact are undeniable, making it a topic of continued interest and debate.